I spent my first birthday alone this year, and honestly, I thought it would suck. And it started out that way. I smashed my favorite camera lens, but then ended the day by completing the most epic climb I have ever done. And I want to share the story with you guys today. Here we go. So the day started out amazing. I was in Santa Catalina Mountains, Tucson, Arizona. Beautiful area, absolutely gorgeous, but super windy. It was insane, like 20, 30 miles an hour. And I'm like, all right, whatever. It's my birthday today. I'm having a good time regardless. So I'm filming my daily routine, and all of a sudden, this guy shows up. He's on this sick custom chopper. So in hindsight, I wish this guy never would have pulled up, because no good deed goes unpunished. And this is what happened. He pulls over, turns his bike off, and I go up to him and I'm like, dude, this bike is sick. Do you care if I get a video real quick? And he's like, yeah, sure. Let me fire it up for you though, so that you can hear the sound. And he goes to start this thing up, and of course, nothing. Silence. Turns out that his fuel line melted on the exhaust because he had just set this thing up today and hadn't dialed it in yet or something. So now I'm over here like, okay, I got tools. I have scissors, wrenches, pliers. Like, let's fix this thing. So him and I are working on this bike for probably 15 minutes. And then just as we finish this, I hear this bang. So another casualty tipped over on the tripod in this fucking wind on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Smashed camera lens. Happy birthday to me. And obviously I'm feeling like shit, but I decided, all right, I'm at least gonna get a sound bite of this bike after he started it up. So here's that. And yeah, it sounded nice, but I was pissed, dude. Fuck. It's bullshit. So as you can imagine, after this happened, I was angry. It's like, dude, this is my birthday. First thing in the morning, I smashed my favorite lens. But I'm trying to keep my mind off it. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna continue filming, going about my day. I got a long drive to get to this spot. And it was confusing. Finding this climb was so hard. There was no GPS coordinate. I had to search for it for about 20 minutes. But finally, boom. I get there. And then this is me setting up something called a climbing clip, which I'll show you guys right here. So this is the clip stick that I was talking about. It's actually one of those painting tools that allows you to put that roller high up on the wall. But in my case, since I electric taped an alligator clip to the top, what this allows me to do is put quick draws 10 feet up the rock wall, which, without getting too into it, means that I can climb anywhere as a top rope, which is just a lot safer and easier, especially if you're new to climbing like myself. So yeah, this is the tool that you're seeing in the video, the only way that I got up to the top of Golden Egg. So after setting up the climbing clip, I'm over here putting my stuff on my belt, getting my climbing gear ready, getting to the start of the climb, baby. This is always my favorite part. I'm so stoked before a climb. Just checking out the views, getting a vibe of the area and just kind of calming myself down. I'm still pretty new to climbing, so I get real nervous, especially when I'm climbing by myself like I was here. Getting the rope out, getting ready. I can just feel my heart rate pumping. I was so stoked. But at this point I was like, you know what? It's my birthday. I'm gonna have a good time. I gotta get this dumb camera lens situation off my mind. I'm gonna focus on the task at hand. So you can see here, this is the climbing clip in action. Basically what it's for is just to put clips up the wall so that you don't have to free climb, which is basically super risky, and the reason I didn't want to do it solo, because I'm not that good of a climber yet. But here I am just putting on all my stuff, getting ready to do my first rope solo, which means just me, the rope, and the rock. Micro traction, CT rolling lock. And there it was, dude, looking so intimidating. This was the first bolt that I was getting to, and I was so excited. I'd been looking up this climb for a few days prior, and I just knew that this was gonna be fun. And sure enough, first section, amazing crack climb. The only problem was I had no chalk. Straight dumbass. So this whole video, you're gonna see me climbing no chalk, which really sucks, and especially on something like this, it was so gritty, so painful. But it was awesome, dude. I mean, intro section of this climb, super fun. I think this thing's rated a 5.9, which in climbing terms is kind of like beginner/intermediate. But once again, because I was by myself, this was a lot scarier than it seems on camera. Like when you're by yourself alone climbing something, if anything goes wrong, you are screwed. But that's part of the reason I love climbing by myself, because it really forces you to dial in whatever you're doing. You cannot afford to make a mistake. There is no possibility. If you do anything wrong, you're gonna fall off that rock, hit the ground, and there is nobody there to save you. But that's part of the thrill, and I was like, you know, it's my first birthday by myself. I wanna do something cool. I wanna do something that's out of my comfort zone, something I've never done before, which yeah, I've climbed by myself before, but never from the ground up. Usually when you're climbing, you can lower yourself down and then the rope is already there, and it's a little safer that way. It's called top roping. But this was my first time doing an actual solo climb, bottom to the top. And for that reason, yeah, I wanted to do what's called French aid climbing, which is the stick clip. And that's what you're seeing here. Super interesting method. I just learned it not too long ago. It's very hard to get used to. Getting that quick draw on the bolt is super hard, especially when you're using a jerry rig like my own. But hey, I did it, kept climbing, and that's basically what I did. This is just a wash, rinse, repeat situation where you climb up to the next bolt, clip in the next one, and then climb up, repeat. And then there was a certain point, which I think is after this section right here, where I decided, you know what, this is pretty risky. I'm just gonna do this with rope ascending at a certain point. So half of this climb, I did actual climbing, rope soloing, and then the other half I did rope ascending, which is basically at that point just full aid climbing. But it was a great lesson though. It taught me a lot about just my technique, my method, remembering things, double checking, all these things that I learned over the probably 3 months before I did this climbing by myself, I got to use today, and it was awesome, dude. And you know, I just had that birthday energy. I was feeling it. But I'm gonna be honest, guys, there was something else I want to talk about here. During this time, I was extremely sad because I was supposed to be on this trip, this whole road trip that you guys have seen me go on in these videos. I was supposed to be on this with my ex-girlfriend, or girlfriend at the time, but now ex-girlfriend. So it really was this happy, sad moment where, sure, I'm over here doing this awesome climb by myself. I'm in this amazing area doing what I love to do. But I just had this weird feeling in the back of my mind that I should be sharing this with someone. And if you guys have ever spent time alone and time by yourself, you know that it's difficult. I think there's always this part of you that recognizes what the experience would be like with someone else. And that's something I was really trying my best to push out of my mind. Because obviously, yeah, this looks like it was awesome, all happy and everything. But really, behind the scenes, it was an emotionally testing moment. But I'm happy that I went through it because this whole birthday for me, my 28th birthday, first time solo, it really taught me a lot. Not only about climbing, but just being comfortable with myself and trying to make the most of my time. And I think you can do that with or without people. But I think like anything in life, it's good to have a balance. And in this case, I had no other option. I had to spend my birthday by myself. But as you guys can see, damn, this was such an epic view. At this point, I was completely fixated on just getting as many shots as I could, taking in the scenery around me. It was amazing, like absolutely breathtaking. And as you guys can tell, the daylight really dropped down towards the end of the video, and that's because I did spend probably an hour just sitting up there by myself, meditating, no videos, no photos, just chilling out. And it was amazing, man. I wish the video could do it justice, but I was just feeling on cloud 9. I had just accomplished my first rope solo ever, dude, which is a huge milestone in climbing. I'm super stoked to say that I've done it. And this was an amazing spot. I caught such a good sunset too. damn, dude, just watching this again is making me live it back, but it truly was amazing. I mean, just look at this, dude. It's beautiful. And you're so exposed up there too. I mean, the video, you obviously can't feel what it was like, but it was still very windy. It was cold. The daylight was dropping. There was this part of me that was scared because I knew I had to get back down and my daylight was running out, but I wanted to catch all these sunset shots. But thankfully I did. And here's a view of Golden Egg at night. Beautiful spot, dude. I mean, Tucson lit up in the background. You can't beat it. I mean, just look at this view of the lights. It's so clear. And interestingly, I found this out. Tucson is the telescope capital of the world. And of course, what did I run into? This guy. He had a telescope out, insane rig. He was running it off of his car. But anyway, after the climb, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and fix my lens on my birthday. So I got some super glue. Tried to fix it, but I'm just gonna be honest, it didn't turn out. Did not fix the lens. And afterwards, I went to Subway to have some birthday dinner. But yeah, that's the story. It was my first birthday alone. It was emotional, it was testing, but it was awesome, dude. And I think that's my message in this video today, is just that in life, generally speaking, one thing I've learned is that there is good and bad to everything. I've said that in so many videos now, but you have to embrace both parts of it. You never get all of one without a little bit of the other, or an even mixture of the two. And that was, I would say, the biggest thing I learned on my birthday, is that you gotta just embrace life as it comes, deal with it and try and make the most of it. And even if things start out shitty, look, I smashed my favorite lens to start my birthday, and I was already kind of down because I was there by myself. But then at the end of it all, it turned out amazing. I ended up doing one of the coolest climbs I've ever done, and it was actually so awesome that I ran it back the next day. So you guys are gonna see that tomorrow, but I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you took something from the video. I had a great time making it. I will catch you guys later.